Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel where we do live Swift programming. Um, all all included. The finding stuff out, the getting stuck, the good moments, the embarrassing moments. It's all right here live and sincerely offered learning or enjoyment. Thank you so much for all the support these past month for the subscriptions and the follows and the likes and all that. It means so much to me and keeps me going. Um, thank you. Also, I am trying to find a sponsor of some kind to, stay alive with living expenses and all that. Um, Sponsor either to just sponsor the stream directly or sponsor some work that I could do on stream exploring maybe if you publish software package, I could explore it on stream, something like that. Um, cool. So with that said, yesterday we started a new idea that we've been kicking around in the Discord for this channel, um, working on a little bit of a timer app again. um, and yesterday we sketched out a UI of a couple timers in a grid. We tap on a timer to start it. Um, uh, yes, thanks Simulator for not working. I think the mini tends to work well. Um, that's the third time that's happened stream. We need to figure out what's going on with uh, these simulators. And I guess we haven't added a timer yet. We haven't added a way to make timer. Um, in our preview, we do. What's a built app? Okay. This is a weird error that we did not see yesterday. Um, try cleaning, and let's try removing the derived data. And let's try building again. This is super weird. Let's try regenerating the Xcode project. Is it because I named the directory? I had called it, instead of the timer directory, just calling it something generic because it wasn't even a real idea. We were kind of cruising along. Let's try deleting the build directory, force it to rebuild. Okay, that's looking good. And now let's open the Xcode Beta back up. We're on Beta 3. And I'm going to open it directly. I'm not sure if that is the wrong one or something. That one seems to be corrupted. Let's open it directly right here. Okay, so it's checking these out. This one looks a little gray, huh? Let's see, how do I like just delete all that? I guess I thought it might be in derived data would reset it. There's something else we need to reset as well. Let's see. Let's open up this folder in Nova. Does not start with sidebar showing. Let's try completely deleting the. Rebuilding it and opening it. Now it's here. How is it? How is it building? If we go to our Get client, it's the changes. We deleted a schemes folder. Not even that interesting. Failed to build though. Oh, do I need to add SQLite as a direct dependency? Uh, I thought it was included. Getting built succeeded. Weird, and nothing really showed up here. And there's and there's no changes in Git. Uh, Pretty strange. Okay, well, it looks like we're building again. So let's load the preview. Still failing to build. Um, I'm gonna have to Google for this, I think. Make sure nothing at all refers to SQLite. Okay. I mean, I guess we are on a beta version of Xcode. So let's search for this screen. He had a grep command. I'm going to copy paste that. Oh, was it a find command? Oh, user interface. Okay. Let's try. Didn't I delete all that? Really quit Xcode. Okay, so there's nothing referencing SQLite. Build the project. Still not referencing it. Okay. Succeeded. Okay. This is good. And the last time we got this far, but we were not able to load the preview. Somehow this test, it's not even doing any SQLite stuff. This is just a function. What? And then this got regenerated. Wow. That is wild. Yeah, we did this. So what's the resolution? Let's see, so where we're at now, app builds, but preview doesn't. Thinking emoji. This was working yesterday, though. This was working yesterday. Let's try removing these from the run phase. Close Xcode, clear derived data, start Xcode. I start looking for this. That's so weird. Yeah, so we can run. There we go. Now the preview is working. Oh my god. So don't build tests when running. That's worked for me on other apps. Does this mean my hard drive is starting to go? Okay, now if I run the tests, already a test running. Okay. Run the test, it triggers this weird thing again. Mostly falling. Not using anything from here. It's a binary file, so I don't know. Let's see if we can open it in Nova. Project workspace, and then path, user data, my user data here. I'm so confused. I almost want to like check out the app from it again. Oh, we didn't. I don't think we pushed to Git actually. Okay. We're talking about. Okay, that seems resolved. But it's not really resolved. No, test succeeded. What is going on with this thing? Why is it looking for these packages that I am not using at all? I never even heard of this library. Yeah, no dependencies. This is an Apple plugin, so I don't know. It's not. This is not a good sign though. Uh, this happened in the past. It was on my hard drive failing. Um, that kind of freaks me out. But it looks like we're on track again. Um, Empty trash, I guess. Okay, so start timer on tap. So that would be each cell would say timer record dot start. And I guess we need to save it to the database, right? We can open up a write, a write, and this is going to be a try. This is also going to be a try. So we're going to start our timer by creating a timer 1. And then we want the UI to show the current timer run. Instead of the timer. And I'm thinking, we don't have the example. I'm thinking it would sort of like maybe it would like fill up as the timer goes. So let's go to the timer record. So these needs to conform to all these things as well: quotable, persistable record, factual record, table record. For those, we need to import grdb, which is our SQLite wrapper. And now we should be able to do a save here. Does this belong in the view? Maybe we could move it somewhere else. It's only a few lines though. I guess the other option is would be something like to pass a reference to the app database in like this, and then all of that could happen on the timer record. I'm not sure exactly how I would want to factor it yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. That's an idea. So next, what we can do is to show the current timer run instead of the timer. I guess each cell could load up the it's like it wants the timer record with latest timer run. Or active timer run actually. Something like that. And this would definitely be a maybe, right? Like maybe there's an active timer run, maybe there's not. I wonder if this would just take the timer record ID. Um, and create a query to get everything it needs about the timer. Do we want to do this as one query or two queries? I'm not sure. Let's see if we can create an association. Why is key a string? That's supposed to be the database table name? The column name, rather? A decoding key for the. Oh, okay. Here we make a foreign key. This key is a dict, so dict string int. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Let's see, foreign key. The origin columns here would be keys. Oh, and I guess we need to define our coding keys. We can make them also conform to column expression. Solo matches to initializer. Let's look at, and the initializer is origin columns. So those could be strings or, oh, an array of column expressions. Okay. Now this can be a timer foreign key. Cool. So then when we go back to loading this, we can, I think, use that association to get both a timer and its current active run to show in the cell. And that perhaps is a new query that we want to write. using that. Um, so maybe we could sketch it out right here. We could say something like timer with active run. Something like that. And then this would want to receive see var timer if run. We would say it's one of these things, maybe. And by maybe, I mean optionally. Proud to introduce myself. I'm Izzy. I have been a full stack developer for 14 years, and I currently work at Discord as a lead software engineer and lead of tech. Oh, hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Daniel. I've been all kinds of different developers for 15 years professionally, and as an amateur before that, I've done back end, front end, iOS, Android, um, and I'm currently looking for sponsors because this stream has been slowly growing, and I'm really happy with it, and uh, still have bills to pay. So the where I'm at right now. Yeah, I love Discord. I've been using Discord for I'm in very many Discord channels. So we can move this into our database folder. Maybe it'll be a new query that we use. Timer with active. Nice to meet another full stack developer with many years experience. Yeah, I've picked up quite a few languages and platforms along the way. JavaScript, web. Um, yeah, I was coding before jQuery was even a thing, and now look at JavaScript. That new bun runtime looks really interesting. So yes, we'll do this over in our databases folder. This will have the timer and the possible active run. Nice. Over the years, I have picked up JS, Python, HTML, CSS, Ruby, Assembly, Batch, C++, C Sharp, Dart, Max, .NET, SQL, PHP, Visual J++. Wow, blast from the past. X Sharp, Perl, R, R++, Objective Swift, and International Business Machines. Yeah, I have not done Visual J++, but I remember when that first came out. Oh man, what is Visual J++ doing these days? Oh, it's discontinued. 1996. A sharp and C sharp. So do you what do you write in at Discord, or are you not really writing anymore? I work on the development side of things. Example, the dev portal, API, etc. Oh, fun. Are you writing in the which languages are you writing in right now? The filter based on an ID. Rust, Ruby, and React. Oh, triple R. There's that new RRR movie. I don't think it has anything to do with Rust, Ruby, and React though. It's funny. There's a new movie based that's has the same name as your tech stack. ID. So this should be initialized with an ID, I guess. We want to fetch all in the database. But did this not conform to home expression? Oh, it's have its own coding keys. Okay, so we should add those in real quick. Where should we put the coding keys? I guess near the fields. It'll also conform to GRDB's column expression. Failed. Conform to all stubs. Sure. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's see. Sometimes it's easier writing in straight SQL sometimes, huh? Um, uh, and then I think we do a uh, with no, not an SQL with a yeah, annotated with optional. This one. I also want to get the possible active record run, active timer run if this timer has an active run going right now. Um, oh, so I did the association one way. I should do it in the other direction also. I did the belongs to. Should add the has many to this side. I think that static let active run uh, equals a. Let's see. Do I want to do a filter on this has many? Um, Maybe. But for now, let's just say all of them. And the destination table is going to be the timer run record. And our failure, right over here, we haven't filled this in yet. I call it just runs. Okay. Right. So then I think we say as query of, as request of um, this little combo uh, model that we're building. Aha, the full discourse stack is type, application, and data, in JavaScript, PHP, Apache, Vue.js, Firebase, Amazon CloudFront, Tailwind. Oh, I love Tailwind. Rabbit, RDS, Rust, Ruby, other stars, Backbone.js, Handlebars, Mongo, Electron, uh, Elasticsearch, Amazon MG3, Twilio, Mailgun, and then for DevOps, they're using GitHub, Docker, Kubernetes, Webpack, ESLint, Babel, LCI, Grafana, Datadog, and CloudWatch. Oh, wow, nice. Yeah, I'm using Docker and Kubernetes as well on my main app right now. I was working on earlier this week. Um, cool. That's and it's also cool using a new app project. Oh, hey, welcome back, Dragon Dust. Yeah, in the Discord, we've been talking about different app ideas, and I guess I was writing about a food timer idea, and someone else chimed in with a tweak on it, and then I respond back with a tweak on it, and next thing you know, here I am on stream building another app. Custom Kubernetes runtime, right on. Yeah, one of the ideas for this app is to have a bunch of presets, and you can see the overflow of a timer. Like you know that the timer went off, you didn't make it there in time, but how long was it till you? How burnt is your food? How much trouble am I in? Because you just know that the timer went off, but you don't have an indication of how long it's been. Oh, I don't want to fetch all. I want to fetch. And also, I wanted to do something on the new Xcode beta. Or on beta 3. Um, doing beta work on live projects sometimes just feels bad because I want to release the features, but I can't till September. Um, so that's another reason to start something new, so you could really play around with the new Xcode betas. Izzy Dev says, and then the app runs on our own version of Puppy Linux, built better to handle scaling and machine learning models. Oh, nice. I'm actually not familiar with that distribution. Not. Even Debian's pretty varied, though. Collection of distributions built on the same shared principles, built using the same set of tools. Oh, so it's Debian compatible? Good to use, ease of use, small, versatile, customizable, different flavors. Cool. Yeah, I'm just using Ubuntu for my Docker images because Swift is only officially supported on Ubuntu when it first came out for Linux, and I never got around to switching the different base image. So now it's on Red Hat and a few other things as well. Yeah, now it's on CentOS. Gives us the ability to have a more visual UI as well. So with our desktops, they all connect to a powerful visual server instead of having so many PCs or laptops generating a lot of heat in the office. Oh, cool. So fascinating. Yes, Xcode, we do need a try statement here. You're working from an office for Discord? Where's their office? Yeah, I kind of just want to put a breakpoint in here and see what's on this row. Um, right, so here, now we're back in our cell in the view, so we can use the at query from grdb query to load this. An exact address. San Francisco. Cool. I would have expected Discord to be more remote friendly. Since people use it to connect remotely already. So in some sense, it's dog fooding to work remotely. We are, but we all enjoy the office so much that we go in. Oh, cool, right on. So here we create the query um, with the timer record ID. You go to and watch the vid, you'll see why. Okay, so let's comment out this code now while we do this different load from the database. You can't see that, can you? It's the main Discord URL and slash jobs as the route. Oh, work at Discord. Love to work with someone like you. Aw. For people who use Discord and for ourselves. Administrative. Let's see, are there engineering? Data framework and tools. Code manager. Experiment. Ooh, I like the idea of experimentation. You'll thrive in this role if you. Well, I have way more than four. bonus points. Comprehensive medical. Go use what you need. Sick days. Ooh, 16. That's way better than a finance job. I think a lot of the New York jobs only do 10 holidays because they just track the stock market holidays. Cool. This sounds really cool, man. Or a cool. Sounds really cool. I don't think I'm gonna watch a video on stream though. I tend not to do that. Well, yeah. So let's comment out. Yeah, again, let's comment out the code in the middle. We can get the query working. Or I guess we could have a test drive it, right? Um, you said this was now going to be the timer record E. So we can make this small change. Okay, so let's go over to our tests and let's make a test for this. Maybe make a group for query tests. New file. So this was the timer with active run query test. We can import Xctest. We can customly import the whole app. And then we can write our test. Final class. What did we call it? Oh, we have it right here. Nice, long, and descriptive name. The test case. Func tests. Let's see. Let's call it fetch for now. And it throws. And then we want to instantiate the query. And it's going to be on the database that has the fixtures in it, which we're using for test. So I think we'll do something like, I think it's app database dot fixtures. Yeah, so we can try that. And then we can let's see, which direction do we do this? I think we say dot read. Yeah, read will get us a read transaction to that database. And then we can create the query that we just defined. Timer with active run dot query. Pass it a timer ID. I think we have a fixture timer for dumplings. Let's get that ID. Then we can call fetch on it with the database transaction. Call control. Yes, thank you, Xcode. Let's see, so this will be results, I suppose. We can make some asserts on the result. Test assert equal. Yeah, I guess we didn't. I don't really quite know what's in here yet. I think I commented everything out because I wanted to see what we would get out. I don't quite remember how as of request works when we're combining two things. So I guess we can assert not nil for now. And then we can use this to drive our modeling. Fatal error could not infer a foreign key. Okay, so I have my foreign keys set up wrong in my models. Right, so this needs a using foreign key. The origin column is, well, this doesn't have origin column. This just has many. It's the columns over there, right? Um, oh, and it was also the wrong model. Um, yeah, I guess that's the problem with having the timer and timer run sounding so similar. I wonder if I should change timer run to be run instead. Um, keep that in the back of our mind, or we can add it to our notes. Uh, maybe rename timer run to simply run. So there aren't origin columns for this. Is this, how does this work for has many? Columns at the origin of the foreign key, columns at the destination of the foreign key. When nil, AirDB automatically uses the primary key. I mean, the foreign key is over there, right? Oh, wait. So, right. So we use the same foreign key that we defined on timer run record. Use this foreign key here. So to do that, we say timer run record dot timer foreign key think, and we can run the test again to confirm tests. So command dot to stop it, and we can play it. No such column. Timer run timer ID while executing. Oh, because I called it timer underscore. Um, right. So I think that's in my coding keys. Right. Yeah. So here the raw value should be timer underscore ID. And I think we don't say this key here. It succeeded. It's not nil. Okay, but what was inside of there? So we got the ID, got the name, we got the visual. Um, oh, it converts the visual to be JSON for me. That's really nice of it. So I don't need to keep track of a visual type. Let's see, this printout is a little hard to understand as it is. Let's put a breakpoint in there. Hop into the query, and here. So let's rerun that test. Cool, so what is on this row? There's no keys, there's no dictionaries on these prefetch rows. That's interesting. Because before, if I PO the row, yeah, I see all this stuff. This stuff looks like the timer, and this stuff looks like the timer run. Um, hmm. I think if, let's see, Where is our record? See on has many. Key, an eventual decoding key for the association. By default, it is destination database table name. Okay, I don't see any keys here, so feeling not so great about that. See what else is in here. There's a statement. I don't want the statement. I want got 9 things. Got 9 things. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Oh, okay. The row has 9 columns. Okay, that makes sense. How do I get the values off of this row? Let's look at the documentation for that. This is what we see in the debugger. Let's see, can I get those prefetched rows? Yeah, it's still completely empty. How does it get to those? Oh, here's some key value pairs on simple. So if I say PO row of start, for example, I get nil. If I say of visual, I do get something there. It's an optional database value convertible. Okay. I guess this ID, though, multiple things called ID. I mean, it prints out a binary UUID. I feel like it's supposed to be like prefixing these things or something. Um, and that is what is giving me pause. Annotated with optional. So can I say something in here? Let's jump to the definition of this. Qualified with alias. Um, you do find a way to prefix a selection with the association key. Oh, so there's not an association key here? Hmm. Okay, so if we come back to initializing from a row, if we say, can I get a timer off this thing? Yo, row. No, that's quite nil. Hmm. I'm pretty sure GRDB has a native way to do this. I think self dot timer uh, equals timer record dot init from row, this row, think, and take off the breakpoint. Oh, I didn't need to run the app. I wanted to look at the preview. Right, I commented a bunch of stuff out. But if it's working, we can uncomment out a bunch of that stuff. Yes. Let's see. Um, timer with active run dot timer. So doing these optionals in here doesn't really feel good. We almost kind of want an if let. And do some kind of like not found, I guess, if it can't find anything. We do want to keep the same aspect ratio, so I'll move that outward. We have done an if let. We can remove these question marks. And what is the problem here? So I think we need to wrap our if let inside of a group. And then we can reformat and build. It succeeded. Nice. And then let's go back to the preview. Cool. So it's working as before. We're successfully getting um, a timer from the database while doing a join. However, that other table is completely empty. So let's put in some fixtures for a timer run. You can make an active one for dumplings by saying timer run record own UUID. The timer ID will be the timer dot dumplings.id. The start will be, can we say like now minus like 5? And we'll say the intended duration has not changed. We'll say timer.dumplings.duration. Clean up the visuals, and perhaps we want to do something like this so that there's more visually pleasing. So what I'm hoping to do here is that the fixture will be a timer that started a minute ago. So it'll be an ongoing timer is the plan. And then when we add in our fixtures, let's add that one also. Right, I keep running the simulator, but we haven't yet set up a way to create our own timers. Although what we could do is have the simulator look at the fixture queue. Um, Either way, we do have the preview. Preview crash though. I bet it's a migration for the database or something like that. Raw key path component. Doesn't exactly say tried to get the environment key for our app database, and there was some kind of a failure, but I'm not sure what it was. Um, it is not really clear from the stack trace. Let's see. Let me double check the key names. Yeah, timer ID start and the duration. Oh, I think this needed to be underscored as well. Or maybe we didn't create this migration. Let's check our migrations. Yes, we have it. Oh, we discovered we don't need a visual type, which is nice. Okay, so with that rename, let's run it again. No, not run. Run the preview again. Uh, there we go. Yeah, it was the migration error. So now if I go back to here I am in the test. Um, I want to hit a breakpoint in here again to try to decode. I want to see how I can load the active runs from here. Um, so let's run the test and we'll hit that breakpoint. We have intended duration. We have timer ID. So are there's the two ID columns like overwriting each other or something? There's only one column named ID. And I'm not sure how to differentiate them. Row E, and is that the same as timer ID? Yeah, so this is the same ID. So that means we don't have the ID for the run record. Hmm. Let's see, are there any other options other than annotated with required optional? So I guess we're kind of actually at a different decision point right now. Programming languages you've used tier list. Oh boy. Tier list creator. It just sent me back to Google. What is this? Okay, well, let's just use a normal app like Notes. uh, Programming languages tier list. MATLAB Z tier. S tier. Swift. Definitely. Swift is for sure my favorite. Uh, it's got expressiveness, it's got types, it's got a community. You can run it on the server, you can run it um, on your iPhone, you can run it as a Mac app. Um, let's see, fast, typed, used many platforms. Expressive. And I guess right below that, I would put Kotlin. It's not as many platforms, at least not natively, but it's still quite a few platforms. It's typed. I'm not exactly sure how fast it is, but it sure is fast enough. Maybe it's A tier for me. And then huge shout out to JavaScript. Uh, Again, just many, many, many platforms. Um, so Swift is kind of like JS. I guess JS is a little bit looser on the types. Um, can I make these pluses? Okay, so like TypeScript. Yeah, but sometimes TypeScript doesn't enforce its types as much as I would like as a fan of typed languages. For folks that like Java, I mean, there's still people that love TypeScript, right? So it must be suitable for what they like. Let's see, what else have I used? I think let's go down to D tier and put is Java D tier? Let's see. It might be C tier. Java's done so much work for so many people. I think it's like on the level as Objective C. Uh, Expressive enough for the time. For the time it was popular. It's like Citizen Kane. Like you go back and you watch that movie and you're like, why did people like this movie? Um, uh, I have to remember for at the time, Java was a huge step forward for safety. Um, I guess currently it's bogged down by garbage collection. Let's see, what's a negative? Not X. X is too bad. What's something I'm gonna put garbage collection under a negative looking emoji. Oh, maybe heartbreak. Ooh, that's a good one. Uh, it can feel cumbersome to write. Although I guess the last Java I wrote was Java 7 or 8, and I think they're on Java 11 now. So perhaps um, it's better to write now, like because now they have lambdas. I know, and at the time they did not have lambdas. We were making tiny objects just to run a lambda. back in the day. Um, I guess I should separate these. But the huge plus was IntelliJ for Java. It just felt like you were playing the piano. It didn't feel like you were writing code. Um, you're doing all these like you're like basically like typing chords like Shift F6, Control Command Space, Control Command V. Um, it was like playing the piano instead of writing code, and nothing has ever come close to that experience again. Like not even with Kotlin. Kotlin, which is based on Java, um, and is actually made by the people that made IntelliJ. Their refactorings for Kotlin are not as good as the IntelliJ 6 refactorings for Java. Um, they've tried it with RubyMine. They keep trying it with like app code for Objective C, and they just never come close. Um, so this might actually push it up to B tier IntelliJ. I could give it the purple heart because there's never been anything like IntelliJ. Even IntelliJ for other languages are not as good as IntelliJ for Java in my experience. Um, I think that puts his Objective C down to C tier. Wasn't expecting to rate Java so highly. Come on, just go on a new line. Go on a new line. Maybe these should be subheadings. Let's see. What else have I used? I mean, everything is very framework dependent. I guess Ruby would be B tier as well. Um, over one. Very expressive for the time. It's kind of the anti-Java. And it was like it was not quite built for speed at the time. It was definitely slower at the time. I hear that ever use Python? Yeah, I would put that as B tier as well. It was actually born like within a year of Ruby. Like one of them is like 96, the other one's 97 or something. They're both born very close to each other. Um, and I found the Python syntax more satisfying than Ruby. It just felt more coherent, I guess. I feel like Ruby's syntax was yeah. What kind of bugs me about Ruby's syntax is it's just a little too. They took it a little too far, um, almost like Perl. Too much Perl influence, uh, and of course, what I mean by that is like you would like just everything kind of means something. Like um, I don't remember a good example off the top of my head. Um, like with operator overloading with monkey patching, did you create that to-do list app? um, I'm not sure I've worked on a to-do list app yet. um, I can also add a watch list. I found out about a new language yesterday called Zig. That looks really interesting. Rust is on my watch list. I haven't tried it yet. um, a lot of people like the Q app. Are you reading my mind? That was something I was like dreaming about, but I don't remember starting it on stream because I have this queue on the top left on the I have the queue kind of right above me, and I'm like, oh, this should be an app one day, and I never created it. What I didn't like about Go is standard library is too small. It doesn't live up to its promise, as far as I understand. But it's still, I mean, it's still given us many good things. So I guess this would be the heartbreak emoji, but the love emoji would go for uh, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes. Um, what else? I think Contour is written in Go. So for whatever the fault of it, it's still given us some very amazing tools. Um, what just happened? Me brackets. Brackets hurts my eyes. Can't see what the code is doing. Can't see the code. Let's see, where's the this one? It was very flexible, and it influenced Ruby. Um, I guess maybe more correctly, Smalltalk influenced Ruby and Objective C. Um, We've only done a very little bit of Smalltalk, so I'm not sure if I can add it to the tier list fairly. Many platforms, many libraries, almost too many, you might say. What was the Q app I was telling you about? Because I thought I had only done that in my mind. What else have I written in? Um, I guess those are the big ones. I don't even have all my languages on my resume. Cool. So I guess this is my tier list. Swift is S tier, A tier is Kotlin and JavaScript, B tier Java, Ruby, Python, E tier Objective C, and Go. Uh, is I guess HTML and CSS are kind of missing from here. But I would kind of say they're like sub libraries of JavaScript at this point, something like that. I don't know quite where to put HTML and CSS. Um, but they have all the same benefits of JavaScript, and so it kind of put them together. Okay, well, I'm going to take a quick restroom break, and then I'll continue back on the timer app. See you in a little bit. Hey, everybody. That was fun. We had someone ask for a tier list of programming languages I use. So that'll be fun to post later. All that's just personal opinion. For my own opinion, I think anything that you can express yourself in should have your own. You could have your own tier list for what's best for you, and that's what I would recommend. Uh, Whatever helps you express your ideas. So I feel like I've been kind of writing this GRDB query thing. I kind of feel like maybe this should just be straight SQL. Um, because I have to like figure out how to do all the this and all the that. And I feel like if I just write SQL, it'll be like I say like more straightforward. So I'd like to at least try that out. Then I want to do like a max thing. Um, oh, so what I could do is I can open up the come on. Don't do that to me. I can open up the database in a an SQLite app, and that'll be I can get better feedback um, on writing the SQL. So let's see. Let's go to our app database. Ooh, and I want to print this URL. Perfect. And I can open up table plus. Create a new connection. Let's see. Well, light is here. Database path. Yes, I guess there's nothing in this database because yeah, it's empty. There's no fixtures. So I guess doing the writing the query in here is not going to be as helpful as I thought. Um, I guess that I'll get better compilation errors at least. Yeah, I guess it's going to be hard to write a UUID here also anyway. Let's see. So then we also want to get um, the stuff from the timer run. Um, is this group by? No. I want to find the max run and uh, get its ID and get everything else about it as well. Um, Yes, that's how we can do the max. We can do an order by and just get the one. If we do it like this, we've put these as clauses in. We know exactly the names of those columns when we decode it. So I guess I want to do just the start plus the duration, I guess, plus like minus now or something. Um, can I do a math in here? Um, Start time. I guess I only want it if there's one that's. Oh, I guess so. First, I have to filter, right? I would run dot start plus is less than current timestamp. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to play with this one with some real data, I guess. But for now, let's try putting this in. I want it just one more space over. So then we can row dot. Now I want to actually do the query. We can say something like, what is it? It's row dot fetch one off the database, and the request is going to be. Okay, is there an SQL version? Yes, there is. And the arguments are going to be the timer ID. Let's see, so this is the question mark. And then how are we going to do this? I guess it's kind of always going to be here for now until we figure out how to do this part. I mean, it didn't crash, but I'm not sure it's actually going to work as intended here. Um, And this is kind of another reason I want to do it in straight SQL, so I can do, you know, SQL native stuff like this. I don't want to have to do this in the app. And then we can create one from this row. Or actually, can we do this? I think that's equivalent. Exact matches and calls a subscript. So I guess it is a new type, but it should be codable. I guess it won't be uh, maybe database convertible, conform to these GRDB types. So let's make a well. Let's test the theory first, and then we will move it to an appropriate folder. So let's say it's duration uh, database value convertible. Okay, so that fixed this one here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so let's make a types folder. And I do love having files where I can see exactly what's in them without having to open them. I really like naming them after what's in them. Let's see, where did we put that? Where were we doing that sketch? Yeah, right here. But it does make a really long file name, huh? Then it looks like we'll be using instant quite a bit in this app. So I'm going to also make a type alias for it after I write this. Import. Maybe it's the other way. Here we can use the type alias. Cool. And let's build, make sure it's working groovy. Awesome. Let's go back to our test. Yeah, let's run it again. Hopefully we'll get some, not hopefully we'll get some errors, but expecting errors. Okay, so ooh, let's see. There's okay, there was some stuff in here. I wish I had understood how table aliases worked in GRDB. Um, because doing this part doesn't really feel good. I wish I could do something kind of like this. Um, there's no like alias thing. And these are a way to loop through the items in it. I just need a way to get the run ID. Um, and they're both called ID, so they overlap each other, unfortunately. What else could I do? Get, it's like I just get the ID out by itself, um, and then hope that uh, none of the other ones overlap. Um, there's got to be a native way in GRDB to do this. Let's see. Table aliases. Oh, you say dot aliased? Okay, so let's try this with the aliases. But that might not let me. Oh, I think it. I think it will. Let's try. Let's try again. Okay, let's go back to the test. I'm not found run ID. Um, oh, because it's going inside of this initializer. How do I use the table alias inside of a inside of a decode? I guess. I'm torn between wanting to learn something here and wanting to continue on with the features. I want to do both. Oh, we can make this decodable. Okay. Let's try this again. I succeeded. Okay. Let's inspect the result. It should equal this timer, and the active run. We haven't done any filtering to ensure that it's active yet. Um, have a run dot active dumplings. So we need to conform them to equatable. Sure. Here are my models. Sure, why not be equatable? Not conform to equatable. Does visual need equatable? Okay, now let's make this thing equatable. Cool, let's run the test again. Okay, so we got nil for the included part of it. That's unfortunate. Maybe it's not supposed to be aliased? Still getting nil. Yeah, just this is a little bit easier to read. Okay, so what's the... Oh man, what's he doing? Including optional. Yes, we did that. Oh, so I do need to write that in it. Although in that example, he had something else going on. And yeah, let's put a breakpoint here again. Let's see what's going on. Nothing in the prefetched rows. That's interesting. We do have a scope, and it is timer run, so this is good. So if I PO this, nil though. It has the columns. It has a mapping. Let's see, PO O dot scopes. We got all that stuff we were just looking through. Hmm. I guess I'm not sure I understand because here the author is including optional author.country, the same country here. Oh, we can do drug description. Okay. See if we can make this give it some more space. Unadapted. Can I call debug print? Okay. So there is a timer run here with some values. How do I get them out? I want to run the test. Oh, there is an active run here. So I mean my test is passing? What did I do differently? I should have committed because I don't know what I did differently. Okay. Um, so let's see. Let's see. Um, I load the app with the fixtures. Can. Okay. So what do I want to show? I want to show Because I want to show if there's an active one, I want to show it going. Maybe I want to show some of the past runs also. Um, so many options. So fun designing stuff. But let's put a commit block here before we break anything else. Um, load runs from B. And another thing I wanted to do before we get too much further is I really do want to rename our record. Timer run record is too much of a mouthful. I want to change the database table name. Maybe I'll call it recent runs. Maybe that's what I want to show. But one thing at a time. And then let's update the migration. So delete the app, force the migration to run again. Didn't have anything in there anyway. Cool. Okay, so let's show maybe we want to show the 3 most recent runs instead of just a maybe active one. Um, or maybe just one thing at a time. We didn't even show an active run yet. Uh, we already want to show like history. So, woo, bring it back, bring it back. Um, so if there's a run running, we want to show it active and possibly disable it from restarting, or like tapping will do something different. Maybe we'll pause the timer. Maybe you don't want to pause accidentally, but you don't want to start a new one, I suppose. Maybe it'll bring up a menu to pause, bring up a menu to restart it, menu to copy it. Um, ooh, ideas. I cannot type fast enough. I cannot get through errors fast enough. Go to that screen. Oh, so here's a reason to have stuff on. Hang on one second. All right, so unfortunately, I do need to wrap up the stream. We have a little bit of drama going on, but hopefully, I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. I stream every weekday at 2 p.m. and showing live, raw, unedited Swift programming, which I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.